to speak on Addison, he's silky smooth as a route runner. So, yeah, you can look at the 4.5. They looked at Jerry Rice as a 4.5, 4.6. Jerry Rice damn near played 20 years in the league. Antonio Brown coming out at the combine, he ran the 4.5 as well. Antonio was probably the best in the league for a 6-year run. I'm talking over quarterbacks and everything. So you can only look at the 4.5 as a number. I know you want your guys, your speed guys, your outside of perimeter guys to run 4.4s, 4.3s. DJ Turner, the cornerback from Michigan, he ran a 4.26, but ain't too many people going to do that. So for me, for Addison, okay, he ran a 4.5. Let me see what his routes looks like. And his routes was looking silky smooth. So for me, he had himself a good day. What you saw on tape, what I saw on tape from Addison was the same thing I saw in person. Him being a smooth route running, getting in and out the breaks and have hands.
Would like to see the Steelers maybe use one of their picks. They got 3 in the top 49 for a guy like Addison. Jordan Addison, we're going to come back to him really quickly here, telling the Steelers, come get me. And I'm going to put it this way. The whole college quarterback and receiver thing seemed to work out for the Bengals. Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow at LSU also seemed to work out for the team that was in the Super Bowl this year. Oh, the Eagles. When you got Jalen Hurts and his college team at Alabama, DeVonta Smith. If they're in a position to get Addison with one of the top 3 picks, I don't know if they should get Addison right at 17. But if they're in a position to do it, Ike, it seemed to work out for other teams in the league. Take a cue from the other teams that have been successful doing this. And I know it's not a position of need, but if he's best available at a specific slot, and really I'm talking, say, he's there at 32, or if he's even there at 49, which I don't think he will be, you've got to at least consider it because it's been a successful tactic by other teams in the league that have gone to what you're trying to do, and that's gone and win a Super Bowl. They've been really close, both the Bengals and the Eagles.
Yeah, I leave that up to Omar, Coach T, and Mr. Art on them decisions. All I can do is give my opinion on where I think a guy should be. But yeah, that's the move. If you're a top quarterback, I'm damn sure going to get a top receiver if I feel like he's NFL product. And like you say, between the Philadelphia Eagles, they did it. Joe and Jamar, you see what they're doing over there in Cincinnati. So that's been the move, and it's been a good move as well. So we shall see, but that's way above my pay grade.
I got you, Ike. And I'll say this too, just looking at the Steelers receiver group, I know you say, well, okay, you gave Deontay Johnson a huge contract extension before last season. You just got George Pickens in the draft. We really don't know what we have in Calvin Austin III yet because he hasn't played yet due to injury. So that's where that opportunity lies, is really, for me, that third receiver where you know what you got in Deontay, you know what you got in George Pickens. But that to me, where it's like, well, you know, the Steelers have other positions of need, but if he's best available at that slot, it's something you at least have to consider. Because I remember we had vigorous debate seasons ago when it was like, well, should the Bengals have drafted Penei Sewell instead of Jamar Chase at number 5 a few years back in the draft? And again, you know, I don't think the Bengals have regretted that decision in drafting Jamar Chase. I'm not saying Jordan Addison's going to be Jamar Chase. That's not what I'm saying. Right. What I'm saying is that connection with the college teammates, you get a high-flying, explosive offense that can light up a scoreboard. That's what I'm talking about, Ike.
I mean, between the Cincinnati Bengals, that confrontation, you and I, not confrontation, but just what we was talking about between Penei and Jamar, you couldn't lose either one of them. If you look at what Penei is doing, Penei is the personality of the Detroit Lions when it comes down to the offensive line. When you see what Jamar Chase is doing, he's somewhere else. That's an alien before George Pickens. So you couldn't lose between them two, Mark. I mean, them two, and that's the fun thing about us being in this media. You and I can differ on what we think teams should do, but at the same time be right about both topics. So